4 weeks out from EVW 25, one of the matches I haven't seen too many people discussing so far is Oleg Zhokh versus Luka Sinadze. So I want to review Oleg's track record in East versus West. He's got 5 wins, 2 losses. Let's go all the way back here. Versus Betkili in 2022 was his first match in East versus West. We're going to review that one, as well as 2 years later he had a rematch with Onyani, which was epic. So we're going to look at what it takes to beat a guy with a ridiculous mutant forearm like Oleg Zhokh. So he won this one. He lost to Dadikyan. That was a match where Dadikyan was going super aggressive against Oleg. People were not happy with how they said David didn't have good sportsmanship against Oleg, but he beat Oleg pretty dominantly. Tutberidze, Zhokh won. This was the rematch against Betkili, which we're going to review, in which Betkili made some adjustments compared to the first match, and he did a lot better. Obviously, he won the match. And then Prokopchuk, Oleg beat Prokopchuk. He beat Rositz. Let's look here at the first match between Oleg and Betkili. Obviously, another Georgian is going to be facing Oleg in 4 weeks, but this was back in 2022, 4 years ago now. Let's see what Betkili was able to do against the mutant forearm. Does he get a flash pin in round 1? Look at the hairstyle. I gotta say, that camera angle is horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. You can't see anything that happened there. It looks like he pressed him down to the pad. Hard to even see much of what's going on from that camera angle, unfortunately. Let's see if they show it from a different angle. Or was it a second foul? Two fouls. So maybe he didn't even pin him, it was just 2 fouls. But here's round 2. Betkili in that break arm position, the wrist back, just trying to get arm on arm against Oleg, because you can't really contest this guy's mutant hand. I mean, how are you going to top roll this guy's? I mean, he's got like 2 forearms in one. How are you supposed to top roll that? But he's able to hold him off at least temporarily in this bone lock elbow. Nasty position. Absolutely nasty. Oleg with all the hand control, but sometimes he gets in a position where he can't get a finish here, which is how he tends to lose. So I'm wondering if Luka Sinadze is preparing a specific game plan to go inside. Maybe. We're going to have to find out. But that time, Oleg gets the win in round 2. Let's go to round 3. Wow, that was impressive out of the straps from Betkili to get the fingers of Oleg there. Pretty impressive stuff. You saw that elbow foul on Oleg trying to get out of that position. Go to the strap match here. Please do not use this camera angle. Hopefully it changes. Horrific camera angle. There we go. Much better. I mean, this was East versus West too, so not really much you can trash talk as far as how far the video production has improved since then. I mean, this is 4 years ago. It's improved significantly. But you see a similar position. Oleg completely got the wrist cranked back of Betkili, but he does struggle to, he doesn't have the mobility to get his shoulder behind it. He just kind of holds on the outside and waits for the opponent to gas out. It's typically how it goes here. Imagine if Oleg was able to get his shoulder behind it as well. Well, he's trying to inch it closer, but he always, I don't think he has much of a press. I don't think he has much mobility to do like an inside press, but don't really need it. He just gassed out. Betkili there, winning round 3. Let's go to round 4. Should be the last rounds. And then we'll look at the rematch, because The rematch went differently 2 years later, a little over 2 years. Man, that's a brutal position. Look at his hands are like purple. You can see the fingertips of his are white. I mean, his hand has just got to be so pumped up that he can barely even feel anything that's going on in that hand there. But he continues to try to surge. You see the elbow foul. Let's go. Where is the restart? Is this another long round? Once again, tries to shoot in to get on the arm somehow, but Oleg's pronator is keeping the battle in the hand here. He's just completely got the top position here, and now he's just waiting for Betkili to gas out, basically. But you see that his surges are not really effective because Betkili's arm is holding strong. This guy is so good at pulling in these positions. I think Betkili and Vrej had like an absolute, I want to say a minute or 2 minute long war in one of the world championships. That was a really good match. I should review that match as well, to be honest. Hopefully we will see Betkili compete again soon as well. But this is just, want to review these matches, this one and then the rematch, because you'll see the adjustments Betkili made to win the second time they faced. I mean, I'll kind of skip through this round. It's a similar position, and I think Betkili just ends up gassing out. Look at this position from Oleg in round 4. Wow. Anyways, I mean, that's like Oleg Zhokh in a king's move. That is a nightmare right there. There's no way you're getting around that hand. You have to get on the arm. But Betkili completely gassed out by then. Let's look at the rematch. This is 2 years later. I think this was in November of 2024. The first match, February of 2022. Let's look at what Betkili did differently. First off, different hairstyle. That might have been the secret. But no, on a serious note, let's take a look here. Slip out. Some of these were absolute wars, I think, some of these rounds. But round 1, Betkili able to actually get the hook here. He's still got pronation. The previous match, he had his wrist cracked back. Now he's getting on the arm of Oleg much better. Like you see, completely different position compared to the previous match that they had, which is impressive. And by the way, I'm going to pause this mid-match just to look at the rankings here, because we have Oleg is the left arm champion at welterweight, which is 187, which is the weight that Luka is going to be facing him at. But when he faced Betkili, that was at middleweight, so that was at 209. So maybe Oleg's best weight class is welterweight at 187, where he's most competitive, because that's where he's champion. So maybe that was the main difference, was just the size difference. I mean, this guy's got 30 pounds just in his arm, so it's not like adding more mass is going to help him maybe as much as somebody else, such as Betkili, Betkili's frame in this match is much bigger than in the previous match. He looks more muscular, looks heavier. But this is still round 1. We're getting that Oleg King's move position. Okay, now he's losing his wrist. Betkili's losing his wrist. We're getting that King's move position that Oleg had in the previous match, in the last round, kind of. Crazy. Oh, that was a huge elbow hop. How is this not called? I can't be the only one who saw that. That was a massive elbow hop there. I mean, what is this? What is this referee looking at here? Let me put this in slow motion. Massive elbow hop. I mean, I don't know what the referee's looking at. Clearly not the elbow, because That was significant. Very significant elbow foul that was not called. Looked like he did it again. This time it's called. That may be a sign that Oleg knew he was actually starting to gas out. He had to do that in order to get out of the round, basically, almost like a professional foul. The restart in round one. This time, Bekele losing his wrist, but able to drag pretty well. Still somehow having some access to like a pronated drag with his wrist back. Very unconventional technique, but you have to use that to face a guy with a mutant forearm. And he gets the pin there, as you saw, round one. Let's go to the next round, round two. This time out of the strap. Bekele getting somewhat around the mutant hands and getting him in a drag hook there. Super impressive doing that out of the straps. Just committing inside. First, it almost looked like Oleg was hitting the fingers pretty good here, but then Bekele holds on a bit more and starts to regrip around, getting deeper around that mutant forearm. This may be the technique that Luka will use, but I mean, he pulls differently than Bekele, so we'll have to see what technique he uses. But that was super effective from Bekele there to win in round two. One more time there. Goes for the handshake. Then rubs his head. The good old Todd Hutchings head rub. Let's go to round three. Here's a slow motion replay. We already saw that. Round three. I think it's no surprise he's going to shoot forward to try to set the hook. Wow. Really impressive. I think by this point, Oleg is getting pretty gassed. If he gets on his arm, he doesn't have the same power compared to when he turns his opponent palm up. That time he was palm up, meaning he can't utilize that freak hand as well when the battle is not in the hand. This is better from Oleg. You see Bekele slipping underneath. Let's go to the strap match in round four. Bekele just has to win this to win the whole match. And the title, this was for the title. Hence why it's a best of 7. Oleg in a good position here. It's insane how Bekele's able to hold in some of these positions with his wrist compromised. I mean, clearly his wrist is compromised and he just has more side pressure. Insane. Super impressive to come back over 2 years later when he lost previously to win. It was in a different weight class, but clearly he knew what he had to do to win. That was a good match, so that's why I wanted to review that, because that was one of Oleg's only 2 losses. His other loss was against Dadikyan. We're going to see what Luka Sanadze is going to be able to do in this match. I'll review some of his match footage coming up here pretty soon. We're 4 weeks out from the event, guys, so let me know what you thought about those matches and who's going to win in Oleg's match there, and hit like and subscribe for more content, guys.